Hello everyone. Again, I thought that I should discuss something important with you all. And this time it is related to stock markets, investments, and of course, your investments and the new age companies. We all have noticed in past few years that a lot of new age companies, I am not going to take name, but I'll give you a hint, with which you make certain payments, with which you order the food, when you apply for a job, when you apply for a matrimonial. So there are n number of new age companies which are listed in the stock exchange in past few months, rather past few years. Now, if I go back to the law, what does it say? The law says that whenever a company requires funds for their business expansion, they should visit to the capital market and take money from the general public. That's the basic intent of law. And I have read somewhere and I believe on that whenever you interpret a law, please try to see what was the intent of making that law. That intent will clarify how to utilize that law, how to use that law. So the intent of this law was that the general public should participate in the profits of the businesses. So when the companies approach to you for asking money, they are there for their business growth and expansion, and you participate in the growth of the company. But what is happening nowadays? The new age companies, again, I'm not taking the names, which are taking money from the general public. If you go back and see the intent of those companies for taking money from the general public, the intent is altogether different. The intent is, please mind it, hear it. The intent is to return back the money to the private equity investors, those who have invested in the first phase of the growth of that company. Now, returning back money to the private equity by taking money from the general public, is it a good idea? Is it a good idea that the general public who is investing money, their hard-earned money in the company, they are not investing for the growth, rather they are investing to pay back to the earlier private equity investors who entered in the business at a very lesser valuation and now taking exit at a very high valuation. Who is paying for that valuation? You and me. SEBI should look into it. Now, when I say the SEBI or any regulatory authority who should look into it, I'm not saying that they are not doing so. Because the law is clear that you have to tell to the general public why you are taking money. So the prospectus is there. It is mentioned there that you are taking money for X, Y, or Z reason, including the reason to pay back to the private equity investors. So there is no infringement of any law. There is no breach of law. The regulatory authorities will say that. But again, I request them, go to the intent of the law, the regulatory bodies. Is this the intent? Paying back to the earlier investor by taking money from the new investor? If you are paying back to the debt by taking money from equity, that's fine. But if you are paying to the equity investor by taking money from the new equity investor, is it the right approach? So the regulatory bodies should ask these new age companies, the purpose of taking money from the general public should be noted. And that's the reason you will see that in past the performance of these companies when the price action is concerned was not that encouraging which was expected. So my suggestion is all the new age companies, because it's the time when the startups are taking a front seat. All these startups, all these new age companies, when they take money from the general public, they should not intend to take money to pay back to the earlier investor. They should also intend to take money for the further business growth, as well as the regulatory body should also see the prospectus and make it a norm that taking money from the general public should be necessarily for the business growth and expansion and not for any other purpose. That's how you will make money. That's how I will make money. That's how the businesses will make money. So I'll summarize what I pointed out today, which was a concern to me from since last so many months. All the companies coming to the capital market, the new age companies, the startups, they should take money not to pay back to the earlier investor, but for the business growth. Secondly, if they do so, regulatory bodies should have a check on that. You should change the laws accordingly. and save the money, save the growth, save the potential of the growth of the businesses of this country. So I thought to bring this point into your notice. थोड़ा सा हिंदी में भी बता देता हूं आम निवेशक के लिए। जितनी भी नई कंपनीज हैं, स्टार्टअप्स हैं, जब पब्लिक मनी लेते हैं, जनरल पब्लिक से शेयर्स में पैसा इन्वेस्ट कराते हैं, तो कृपा करके उस पैसे का इस्तेमाल अपने पुराने इन्वेस्टर्स को पैसा लौटाने में मत करिए। उस पैसे का इस्तेमाल बिजनेस ग्रोथ में करिए। एक हाथ से पैसा लेना दूसरे को लौटाने के लिए, यह किसी के फेवर में नहीं होगा। ये सिर्फ प्राइवेट इक्विटी के फेवर में होगा। जिसके पास ज्यादा पैसा है वो रिटेल इन्वेस्टर का हक मार रहा है। इस पर ध्यान दीजिए, आप भी, मैं भी और रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज भी। बहुत अच्छा दौर चल रहा है। ये सारी कंपनीज बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही हैं। सिर्फ सपोर्ट की जरूरत है एक दूसरे की, और ये हमें करना चाहिए और इस पे हमें सोचना चाहिए, कंपनीज को भी, इन्वेस्टर्स को भी, एज वेल एज रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज को भी। बाय बाय, थैंक यू।